On a warm evening in the Bronx, a boy was walking home. He was not afraid. He was not in a hurry. He was 16 years old. His name was Kalief Browder. He did not know that this walk would be the last normal moment of his young life. A police car stopped beside him. An older man said a backpack had been stolen. Kalief shook his head. Softly, he said, "I didn't do it." But innocence is not always enough. That night, Kalief Browder was taken away. Kalief came from a family with little money, but with a lot of love. When he stood before the judge, the bail was set at $3,000. 3,000. For some, a small number. For his family, an impossible one. So the doors of freedom closed, and the doors of Rikers Island opened, a place of concrete, of metal, of shouting, of fear. He was 16, still a child. He told himself, soon they will listen, soon I will go home. He did not know that soon would take 3 years. Days passed, then weeks, then months. Each time he was taken to court, he hoped this would be the day. Each time the answer was the same. Not today. The witness didn't come. The papers were not ready. The system was in no hurry. But time was very patient. Inside Rikers, Kalief learned the sound of violence. Fists, boots, shouting in the dark. Sometimes, for small mistakes, he was taken to a room no bigger than a bathroom. Solitary confinement. 23 hours a day. No voices, no faces, only walls. In that silence, his mind began to change. He spoke to himself so he would not disappear. But one thing he refused to surrender. He refused to say he was guilty. One day they made him an offer. They said, "Say you did it, and you can go home today." Freedom for a lie. But Kalief closed his eyes and said, "I didn't do it." So the cell door closed again. Year 2, more isolation, more beatings. Year 3, his body grew older. His mind grew tired. Once, alone in his cell, he tried to end his life. They stopped him, but they could not stop what was breaking inside him. And then, after 3 years, without explanation, without apology, they said, "You are free. No trial, no verdict, just silence." Kalief walked out into the sunlight. But the sunlight felt strange. He was free, but the prison had followed him home. At night, he heard the guards. In the day, he feared the walls. He could not sleep. He could not forget. His mother held him. She tried to protect him from memories no mother should have to fight. Then one day, his mother died, and with her, the last safe place in his heart. After that, the darkness grew heavier. In 2015, Kalief Browder died. He was 22 years old, a boy who was never proven guilty, a boy who never had a trial, a boy slowly destroyed by waiting. After his death, the world finally listened. Rules were changed, prisons were questioned, but for Kalief, the change came too late. This is not only a story about prison, it is a story about time, about what happens when a system forgets that waiting can kill. Kalief Browder lost 3 years waiting for justice, and in the end, he lost something far more precious. Kalief Browder was innocent in the eyes of the law, but the system punished him anyway, and somewhere, even now, someone else is still waiting. Now Reveal Zone asks you, should anyone be allowed to stay in prison for years without a trial simply because they are poor? Do you think the society is fair? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I read every single one. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. And together, we keep the conversation alive. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.